Ew. So you'll have seen this before, this twin turbo Z551. I think it comes from about 1986, but I forgot to look at the ratings plate before I started the video. It's going to a new home, so I thought I'd do a quick little video just so I could have a little memento to remember it by. So I cleaned it all up. It's actually had a bit of a polish, and I'm hoping, there you go, you can sort of see that it's a bit shinier perhaps than it was when I last filmed it. I got a new drill and the polishing kit for Christmas, so this was my practice machine. So the later attempts on other machines that I've got is a lot better. Ideally I want to do it outside and really sand the machines down and really go for it, but it's not the time of year at the moment. It's actually blowing a gale outside, so I'm definitely not going outside today. So yeah, I thought I'd just give this one a run over. Now you heard that squeak at the end. Now that's due to a problem with the hood. So at some point in the past, either the brush roller has jammed or it's been dropped or something, and on, I think is it this side? Where's the belt? Yeah, it's this side, and you won't be able to see it, and I haven't got a screwdriver to take the plate off to show you, but the where the bearing sits into the hood itself, that I don't know what you call it, the thread in the plastic that receives the bearing, that has melted slightly, so it's kind of off centre, and I've tried to stick it in as best as possible, but it's not quite sitting right, which is why you get that squeak at the end. But once the motor's fine, there's no issue with the spindle or anything like that. It's just a slightly worn head, but you know, it still works. It's just, it sounds a bit rough at the end. So yeah, I thought I'd give it a quick go. I'll just finish off cleaning the upstairs before I take the bag out and put a fresh bag in, because I don't want to give any dirt away. Not that it's particularly dirty, but yeah, she's fun to use. She looks a lot better now. Faded colour, but you know, these don't come up very often, so it's nice to have had the chance to have got to work on one and then obviously got to use it. Now I know this isn't the correct vintage of hose for this. It would have had all plastic, no metal, but this was close to hand, so I thought, sod it, I'm using this. That should just fit in nicely. Yep, there we go. I'm afraid my favourite comes out again. Sentimental favourite, not favourite to use. Right, off we go. Eek. Believe it or not, the bearings and the brush roll itself have been greased and everything. All the cleanup as usual has been done. It's just the fact that it's not sitting correctly, which is why it's making that horrible noise, but at least it works. You just have to pretend it's not making that noise. Right, let's put the hose out of the way. There we go. And then I'll just finish up in my spare room and call it a day. Thank you. Yeah, I do actually quite like this, despite this squeaking. Let's just move you actually, so I can see it a bit better. Yeah, I do like this machine. It looks lovely. It's proper 80s. I like this kind of what do we call this? This front moulding. There is a word, isn't there? Can't think. Anyway, whatever it is, very 80s. They sort of liked all these stripes and neat lines and stuff, and the sort of angled pattern. It's really good. The best thing for me about this, let me turn it around so we can see better, is the handle. Look how chunky that handle is. It's so easy to use. Much better to grip hold of than the earlier 500 series. So that I think is my favourite. I like the fact you've got 3, can you see on there, 3 notches for head position. So this one at the bottom now, I think that's just floating, and then you can lift it higher for the different types of carpet and stuff. So that's good. But the two bits I don't like, which I don't know how you kind of would have managed to do this in the design, but I don't like the fact that the cable comes out from down here and not from up above. I guess the reason for that was probably that people would pull on it, maybe, yank it out, or something like that. It's just a guess. And also, I don't like the fact that the on button is on this lid. I like it when it's keep moving this backwards and forwards. I like it when it's on the front here, or even behind, like the turbo power. It's like fingertip control. I prefer that. I'll get confused when I go to switch this on, and already I'm having to stoop further to pick this up. But other than that, I can't really fault it. I think it's lovely. I really like the companion model to this, the 561, the blue twin turbo. I think that's beautiful. That's the one with the speed control on the top. I guess that's a replacement for a 560, so it's the same kind of idea. And this, I presume, would have been the replacement for a 550. Yeah, not really thought of that before. So yeah, they're clearly based on the same thing, same style of hood, even though that bit comes off. Yeah, they just kind of made it a bit chunkier and a bit more up to date for the 80s. But yeah, it's been a nice vacuum, and I know it's going to a good home. And who knows, it may come back to me again in the future. I may pick up another one. I may get something a bit later, because I'm very 70s and early 80s, but mid 80s, I guess this is about right. I am really a child of the 80s. Even though I was born towards the end of the 70s, my childhood was 80s, let's face it. So it's always nice to revisit memories. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that quick look at that. There is another video where I explain a bit more about the story of where I got it from and what I did to it, etc. But yeah, just nice to have this now to remember.